Welcome to Inside British Royals. This is your exclusive look inside the world's most famous family. We are exploring the scandals, secrets, and power plays that define the modern monarchy. If you are new here, please do well to hit that subscribe button for more updates. For years, Prince Harry has been forced to watch as the press, and sometimes even the public, drew unfair comparisons between him and his uncle, Prince Andrew. But while the world witnessed the Andrew scandal reach its inevitable climax, one question lingered. What was Harry's real reaction to his uncle's arrest? While the official word from Montecito has been silence, sources close to the Sussexes are now painting a picture of deep-seated resentment the palace has fought for years to keep behind closed doors. You're about to hear what Prince Harry has likely been feeling, and why it changes everything we thought we knew about the royal family's internal war. The news broke like a thunderclap on February 19, 2026. On his 66th birthday, Andrew Mountbatten-Windsor, the man formerly known as Prince Andrew, was arrested. Unmarked police cars descended on Wood Farm, his temporary home on the Sandringham estate where he had been living since leaving Royal Lodge just weeks earlier. The charge was suspicion of misconduct in public office, a grave offense that can carry a potential life sentence. The investigation is focused on his time as the UK's trade envoy and allegations that he shared confidential information with the convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. This wasn't about old accusations being rehashed. This was an active, criminal investigation. Andrew was taken into custody and later released under investigation. The institution, often accused of moving at a glacial pace, reacted with shocking speed. Buckingham Palace released a statement from King Charles himself. It was cold, formal, and brutal in its clarity. The king stated he learned the news with the deepest concern and that the family offered its full and wholehearted support and cooperation to the authorities. And then came the final, damning line. Let me state clearly, the law must take its course. There was no talk of family, no hint of personal sympathy. This was a monarch drawing a clear line to save the institution. Thousands of miles away in Montecito, California, the news was likely received not with shock, but with a complex and bitter sense of vindication. For years, a simple narrative has been pushed. Two rogue princes, Harry and Andrew, who both stepped away from royal duties and created endless problems for the monarchy. They were often lumped together, seen as two sides of the same coin. For Prince Harry, this comparison has reportedly been a source of deep and burning frustration. Think about it. Harry served his country for a decade in the military, with 2 tours in Afghanistan. He stepped back from his role to protect his wife and children from what he described as a toxic and intrusive press, a decision he rooted in personal safety and mental well-being. Andrew, on the other hand, stepped down in disgrace following a disastrous interview about his friendship with a convicted sex offender. Yet, in the court of public opinion, and at times within the palace itself, the two were seemingly equated. According to royal commentators, this comparison was more than just frustrating for Harry, it was insulting. The arrest has likely brought all that long-simmering resentment to the surface. It's seen by some as a moment of accountability that Harry feels is years overdue. He has watched the institution seemingly protect his uncle, while he and his wife felt, in his view, thrown to the wolves. This feeling of a gross double standard has been a cornerstone of his grievance with his family, something he wrote about in his own memoir, Spare. So what can we make of Prince Harry's true reaction? The consensus among many royal watchers is that it wasn't sadness or shock, but a quiet, frustrated vindication. As one analysis points out, Harry already made his views on Andrew clear in his book 3 years ago, at a time when other parts of the institution remained silent. For that, he was widely vilified for airing the family's dirty laundry. Now, with Andrew's arrest, there's a profound sense of "I told you so" likely coming from Montecito. It wouldn't be about gloating, but about the bitterness of having been punished for telling a truth the family wasn't ready to confront. Harry's silence in the wake of the arrest isn't apathy. It's almost certainly a deliberate choice. He isn't leaping to comment because, from his perspective, he already did. He shouted it from the rooftops and paid a heavy price for it. It suggested he feels frustration that others in the institution are only now being forced to face a reality he highlighted years ago. This situation paints a picture of a prince watching the dominoes fall from a distance, feeling that the world is finally seeing the hypocrisy he's been talking about all along. To understand the depth of this alleged resentment, you have to go back to one of the most painful points of contention for Harry: security. In his memoir Spare, Harry detailed the shock and fear he felt when his family's taxpayer-funded security was stripped away after they stepped back from their roles. In the book, Harry revealed something astonishing. He had used his uncle Andrew as the prime example to reassure a worried Meghan that their security would never be removed. He wrote, "Despite being involved in an embarrassing scandal, accused of having sexually abused a young woman, nobody had suggested removing his security. People may have a lot of grievances towards us, but sexual offenses weren't one of them." For Harry, this was the ultimate hypocrisy. Andrew, mired in scandal, retained state protection for years, while he, a decorated veteran, was left feeling exposed. The injustice of that decision has been a running sore in his relationship with his family. He saw a system that appeared to prioritize protecting the institution's reputation over the safety of his own wife and children. While Harry was fighting a multi-year legal battle over security in the UK, Andrew was still living in the 30-room Royal Lodge. The arrest on February 19th didn't create this resentment. In Harry's eyes, it likely proved that his grievances were justified all along. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's arrest is more than just a legal problem for the monarchy, it's a moral crisis. It has exposed a wound in the heart of the royal family that may never heal. The united front presented by For years, the public was asked to believe in a simplified story of two wayward princes. But the reality was always far more complex. One prince left to forge his own path and protect his family. The other stayed, shrouded in scandal, until the law finally caught up with him. Harry's silence today speaks volumes. It's the silence of a man who feels he has already said everything that needed to be said and was punished for it. He is now watching from afar as the institution he challenged is forced to confront the very truths he was condemned for revealing. This leaves the royal family in an impossible position. How can you bridge a gap when one side feels so profoundly, and now so publicly, vindicated? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Does this situation change how you see the royal rift? And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update on this developing story.